Hi, folks. I'm Monica. Hi.
Okay.
That's
My kitty's already here. I tell you.
and we got a cat in there too, huh?
Yeah, Henry.
Henry.
Hello.
Henry.
Say hello.
Henry. I bet you have lots of things on your schedule today besides sitting on Monica's lap. What are some of the things, what are some of the things Henry likes to get done?
His favorite thing to do is eat.
Okay.
Then after he's done eating, he sits and watches the birds,
Okay.
which is hilarious because you know how cats get when they see birds, their little mouths go and everything. He loves playing too.
Okay. Well, that's a pretty ideal life, but he doesn't have any chores?
Well, I try to give him chores, but he's very bad. He doesn't listen.
Okay. So that leaves you to do the chores.
I know it.
And I'll bet you have lots of them. You're also married to a husband who leaves the house and goes to work most days. I know that. And so you get almost all the household chores.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah,
How
okay.
do we get it all done?
How do you
Then we add more on top of it, right?
how do you get it all done, Monica? And by the way, Monica, folks, besides doing the podcast with me, Monica writes and she paints. And what else are you doing these days?
I'm trying to play the piano more often.
Okay.
And
So
get back to that.
yeah, how do you get it all done?
I'm also with the Paradise Art Center, and I handle their membership letters and everything that go out to the members.
She volunteers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So who has the whip that to motivate you?
I motivate myself, I think.
Uh-huh. So how do you get it all done?
I think in life that what's important to you, you'll get done, if at all possible. So my house probably isn't sparkling clean all the time. I mean, it's nice. You wouldn't feel like you were, in a horrible place if you visited, but everything might not be in place on a particular day. Because Ken, as an author and a writer, once you get started into something, you might go into the wee hours of the night or whatever doing it, because while it's there, you grasp it. And it kind of messes up schedules. So I don't really set a schedule. I do what I can each day.
Okay, so you're not a person who sets up a schedule for your day, but you try to just truck on. So how do you prioritize on any given day? I'm going to paint, I'm going to write, I'm going to go over to the art center to do that. How do you decide?
I usually go by what's needed. Let's say that I was at a event and I sold 4 or 5 paintings. Now all of a sudden I need 4 or 5 paintings for the next event that's going to be in 2 weeks. So I'm definitely going to allow myself time to create more art to sell. So that's one of my first priorities. Feeding the family is my second one, taking care of the animals. And then I try to do what I can in other areas when I have time.
Okay.
So I'm not a real good scheduler. I'm not one of those people who says on Mondays I do this and Tuesday. I mean, like when we record, of course, that would be different because that's something that's one of my priorities.
Yeah. Yeah, so we do. I mean, we do all, obviously, we both have a certain amount of scheduling built in. We have doctor's appointments and we have, podcast appointments and things like that. But your approach is basically to look around in any given day and see what needs doing, and then you focus on that.
Yeah, that's about it.
I'm much less focused than you because my time is my own. I have very little I need to do, partly because I have a wonderful wife who, so we share the household work. I won't say she does it all. I will say she probably does more than I do, but yeah, I do some of.
Yeah, Rich does a little when he's home.
I have a lot of leisure now because I don't have a scheduled job or anything like that. And I find that passion schedules me.
Okay.
I'll start on something, and if I'm feeling passionate about it, I'll keep going. You talked about working into the wee hours. Well, I'm at that point in my life where the wee hours begin at 7 in the evening. I mean, I'm not much use after 7:30, but if I'm working on a poem that I am really excited about writing, it can take hours and hours. I'll start working on one line of the poem for hours and hours. And on the other hand, if I'm not interested in the piece I'm writing, I'll drift away from it until something else comes along that has me spellbound. And spellbound is really what it's about. Now, the fact is, I can get spellbound by a lot of different things. But I'm usually a person who's motivated by passion. What I don't understand, though, are people who commit to doing things and then don't do them. I mean, if you want to do it,
yeah,
then do it. And if you don't want to do it, if you feel it's too hard or whatever, don't commit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And because you're affecting other people. It's not just about you at that point,
That brings up what happens to people. I think that they genuinely want to do things. And here's some of the things, my great discoveries in life, Monica. Okay. After all of these years of living, one of the things that I have discovered is really a very well-known comment or aphorism: KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. And, one of the things I notice about a lot of people, one of the reasons that they give up on things is they don't make it simple. They make it difficult. I'll give you an example. And this is, by the way, a request, folks. If you've read any of Monica's books, any of my books, this is a request for you to go online, go to Amazon, go to Goodreads, places like that, and review. Because the more reviews we get, the better our books do.
I put something up on the end of our chat today so people can see where they can get them and such, a little bit about them.
Please. And, how do you write a review? You write it. I mean, if you make life into being like your homework in 5th grade, you're going to make your life miserable and you're not going to get things done. And
you're right.
That's what I mean about keeping it simple, stupid. In 4th grade, you wrote, I read this book and it was fun because I thought the main character was really funny. And then you had this teacher who told you had to worry about syntax and you had to worry about explaining the purpose of the book. And by 7th grade, you were sitting there looking at a blank piece of paper saying, I can't do this. I don't know what to write. I can't do it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the simple is gone. Keep it simple, stupid. Nobody needs you to give this erudite academic review.
No.
We need 2 sentences, maybe.
Now, if you're a paid reviewer, maybe, but.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking to.
Heavens, no.
Yeah, if you're having company come, I'm a believer. You don't go through the house vacuuming everything. It's time, especially if you have kids, you throw the kids' dirt and dust under the bed. Seriously,
Keep it a bit. Yeah.
Life is too important to spend your time obsessing.
You can see my mess I have here. This is my
finally got my wife to understand that to some degree, and the last time we had company over, and they're very nice people, and she says to me, did you clean the guest bathroom? And I said, yeah, to the degree I cleaned the bathroom. I cleaned the guest bathroom. And she goes in and she's going to clean it. And then she says to herself, she says, really is clean enough. And she came out. I went over and rewarded her with a big hug.
I was gonna say, I know that you were proud of that.
What are these people going to do in that bathroom? I mean, we're not talking about pee all over the toilet seat or something like that.
No, it's just a little bit of dust maybe that got in the corner you didn't get, or
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Also, guess there's people that have maids and they'll clean the darn house before the maid comes out because they're ashamed of how it looks.
yeah, life is to be kept simple.
Yes, keep it
So
simple.
that then the things you really are passionate about can get the time you want to give them.
Well, I was just going to say that, Ken, the fact that you said you do what is your passion. If people would think that way, they would be so much happier in life.
Hmm?
Because they're not putting the passions to the side.
Right.
They need those in their lives.
Live like Henry. If your great love is watching birds, watch the birds.
Yeah. Or he likes licking hands too.
Yeah. We know that. He likes licking your hands anyway. So, folks, Monica's going to put up a couple links where you could perhaps find some of our books. And if you haven't already buy them. And then when you do buy them, review them, please. Remember, that is important, and we appreciate it. And I guess, Monica, are we going to have something at the end of the show for people? Maybe
absolutely.
trailer or a song or something. We always like to give you folks something really cool to watch. Besides that,
to watch hurt us. That's right. After the two old folks, Okay, guys, here you go. Enjoy. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.